Hello, good afternoon. Just Ernesto. Will be fine. No, I simply, my application was sent by my father to the Oracle program to consider, to have me consider. Yeah. Yes. 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 Mainly from what I've read in the emails you sent about those two jobs, and also in answering the application, mainly functioning consultant because it seems to be a bit more. Hello, can you hear me? It seems to be a little bit more open and flexible um, for management and in being open towards any position, any other position, and perhaps I'll be a little bit more help in the industry as a sort of as an assistant. Um, I my other the other applications I went for was for being a gallery assistant. So I felt as though there was a similarity between the requirements for being an art gallery assistant, to being a functional consultant, as opposed to the other one, which is more focused on essentially product design, which is not my field. So I went to the other one. Um, it's mainly because uh, mainly my father, who works for Oracle, um, in the Makati division, uh, submitted my application to see if I'll be of use there. But uh, how I see myself being useful to to the company is, I believe I can showcase my skill set in the arts, in however it could be useful in showcasing um, a, an appreciation and uh, uh, representing my forte in my field, in how it can be applied in technologies. Um, I wanna I wanna try different fields unrelated to art, and one of them is being an art gallery, or being these are the other positions for other companies that I applied for. I also recently applied at TaskUs to be an agent there, but um, unfortunately I didn't pass through that. The main reason is I wanna gain more exposure and practice uh, in the industry as a functioning employee, as a functioning person who is capable of developing his management skills, his digital skills more, compared to my forte, which is in traditional arts, which unfortunately I struggle to find any place or position that accepts entry level uh, traditional arts or fine arts graduates. Everyone is mostly looking for digital artists, and even galleries are looking for that. So the main reason is, okay, I want to be open to new industries and see if I can apply my other skills that unrelated to art. Perhaps it will be much more suited there, such as my English communication skills, writing skills, perhaps video editing skills, and a bit of my organization skills. Um, that would be my recent thesis presentation. For fine arts, we are required to write an individual thesis, an individual qualitative thesis compared to in other courses where it's by group and quantitative. Ours was qualitative but individual. So it has its own strengths and weaknesses to how it's going to be more difficult than the others. But we were also required to make an artwork to represent our research for our thesis. So my biggest accomplishment, my proudest accomplishment, is my thesis artwork project. It's a big triptych painting. It basically looks like that. That is not the actual artwork. It looks very similar to that in style and in scale. So the painting behind me is that's for a different project, but it's my second attempt to make an an artwork as ambitious as my thesis, and I would say that was my most successful and one of my most proudest academic achievements. Oh, I was we w- my me and my classmates were working on our thesis for 2 years, and in my case, the entire thing was revised over and over and over again because there were ideas that were not working. Uh, if an idea and an execution were not matching up, so one had to change for the other, or I had to adapt, or I had to always consider the multiplicitous side of a project, how it's going to be perceived and how it's going to be understood on simple and basic levels. So I would say I am quite good at problem solving through a problem, especially if it involves a lot of conceptual analysis, not so much perhaps in mathematical areas, but more so in presentation and from a design perspective. I would say that's a skill of mine, and I would gladly like to use it for the company. Um, if, for example, in a group project scenario, I had a member that was particularly uncooperative or quiet, or not um, not participating enough, and would thus be left behind. I, as much as possible, would always try to talk to him or her first, assuming they show signs of miscommunication or uncooperativeness, and I first of all would update them. Hey, you're falling out on this and that, and expectedly they would answer, "Oh, I'll get up with that." But most of the time, we would expect that that person would simply be procrastinating. So I would give them a deadline to give them how you say a deadline for when they should submit their ends. If they still have not submitted it, I don't want to simply fail them. I will consider perhaps this person is going through something. Perhaps this person is struggling to complete his task. So, as much as possible, I would like to meet them halfway to figure out how they can accomplish their ends, because um, this is a group project for a reason, and if not everyone can be useful, then we should uh, you know we'll have to compromise and either let go of some people, or we'll have to take on more tasks, which is it's very difficult in and of itself if you're working on a lot of with the majority of the project already. So you always have to be patient when dealing with uncooperative people. And also, um, here is my skill, a sort of one of my skills, I would say. uh, I can perhaps be a bit of a therapist to people like that, because I understand what it's like to be struggling in a project, and they are doing it, but they are hindered by another bigger problem that they couldn't manage properly to get on with with their current task. So they're fighting both battles. So I want to understand, okay, what is that other battle you're fighting, so that I can lend a hand and take a portion of what you cannot continue. I'll either do it myself or I'll give it to someone else. But as much as possible, if a person is going through something and struggles to cooperate, I want to know precisely what is going on, so that I can properly manage it around. If the person leaves us in the dark, then the problem will proliferate, and it will affect the overall problem, the overall project. Uh, the long term is hopefully, um, as of right now, I just want to establish myself in the industry as an independent, to be independent first, to earn money, and the long run would be to establish a name for myself as an artist, who is able to submit his works such as that in galleries, to exhibit his works, and gain some traction, as I see a lot of artists, younger and older than me. I'm 23 years old, and throughout my time in galleries and museums, I've seen a lot of works made by artists older and younger than me. Pro- they have opportunities. They had the right people to talk to. They had the right strengths. They had the right skills, and um, in a way, I'm still trying to figure out. But I'm also trying to not chase, but emulate how they're able to do that. Because if they are able to do it, then I'm able to do it as well. It's just I need to figure out the basics, the foundation that I could step towards in order to reach to that height. So to be an established artist. Okay, Friday afternoon. Um, what is the starting? Okay. First question: is there gonna be training? For example, assuming I am accepted, is there gonna be training for uh, how I'm supposed to be part of the team, or how I'm supposed to manage tasks, etc.? Is there gonna be training? Graduate program. Okay, I'll read it again. Uh huh. Okay. Okay. Second question would be how much is the pay for a starting entry level employee? Annually or monthly, or okay, 30K monthly. All right. Thank you. That will be all my questions.